Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. It is Thursday and it's been a great 4 days. If you came in opportunistic on Monday, market was down like 80 handles off the highs from 2,400 down to 2322. Weren't sure what would be next. Then all of a sudden, boom, reclaimed the 50-day moving average. Tech led the way. The go-to list that we listed in my morning note all went green first, and that was a perfect spot to put some swing trades on and then basically manage them all week long, putting more on, taking some off, being done with some, going from sector to sector because every sector actually participated somewhat this week in a different type of way where there was lots of nice setups. Now after 4 days into resistance, maybe it could be a little lighter, especially with the indices, but there's still some stocks working out and it all depends on your time frame. You look here at the chart of the S&P cash, this is what I'm talking about. If you sold or got short when this accelerated trend from the post or right around the election lows happened, you know what, you felt pretty good. You weren't emotionally distraught when this happened, okay? But, if you came in flat because you got out, and you thought objectively, said, hey, look at that, the 50-day moving average. We haven't seen the 50-day moving average since we broke out above the descending channel here. Let's see if it gets reclaimed and get long, or let's see if we take back last week's lows, which was like 23.35, which it did, and then boom, you had yourself a nice trade. You could sell, you could buy. And then right here, when we took out Monday's high, that was your pretty much opportunity to say, okay, we're confirming the low here just for a trade back up, not knowing where it can go. And now here we are into resistance. You could draw your line like this. So should you be long the spiders overnight? Probably not. I would think that, yes, it could open up, but the real, bounce type trade into resistance just happened. Are we above the 8 and 21-day moving average? Yes. So should you be, cost averaging short? I know guys that started cost averaging short here and they're not feeling too well. So at this point, we shall see. I would think, a little bit of an inside action would be good to then break above this if we're going to go back to highs. But, the markets trade the way they trade. You look at like the Russell. People, I think, started shorting the Russell yesterday, thinking that, it just came all the way back up and shouldn't, reclaim this spot. But you know what? It's starting to. And now you're coming into some bigger resistance right here. This also looked horrible. And then all of a sudden, you had a small red dog reversal here that failed. And then that Monday, reclaimed it and hasn't looked back since. So if you did buy it here, I would definitely say reduce into this. But, if you want to just start cost averaging short, it's a dangerous game, But again, this could have been a little window dressing. If you caught the trade, great. Now, some guys are talking about shorting the close because they think they could trade around it if we open up, which I do agree. I almost shorted the close here just because I have 5-6 longs and I wanted a hedge. But I decided to just take a little less size in the longs that I like and not do it. And if we had to get an up open tomorrow in the indices, maybe I short versus a 30 to 60 minute high. It's the last day of the month. XLF kind of looks the same. Not as strong as the small caps, didn't have as much of a bounce. So there could be some more room in my morning. If you guys read my morning note, I was like, or yesterday I even said, hey, banks took a day off, but look at the size of the move from Monday, into Tuesday. So Wednesday took the day off, and then boom, continued. I drew all these charts this morning in the Morning Call Express also. You can take a look at it. So those of you who are frustrated, use your darn resources. Anyway, looking pretty good. Bank of America, that's the one I went over on CNBC. I am still long that. Nice move, nice trade. Been in it pretty much since right around here. Took some off into resistance. You could have bought it the day before, or the day, like this little push, and then got out of it, or you could have just waited and look at this nice move. And then today it took out this inside range, and I wouldn't be all in long Bank of America. I would just be in some. I was definitely in more last night than I am right now, and I also had more intraday than I have right now. That's how I use the tier system. In individual stock land, been talking about NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I came in long. I came in most of my longs from Monday, and then I basically tweeted to everyone saying I am adding to my long, and that was like a 108.50. It looks good. Will it break out above this the way day traders and active traders would like it? I don't know, but it is poking its head up here. Here was your red dog reversal. Some of you that from my product are in it from here and said I'm not going to get out unless it breaks below this low. That's what a red dog reversal is. Breaks below low, comes back above it. Some took the 3-day trade, waiting for this. Some are just sitting in it, and congratulations. If you're actively trading, some of you are also long from this spot. That was when it did that Monday reversal, and then it just held higher. So I am in the video. It's probably one of my bigger positions, and we'll see if it could break above this and work its way back towards the highs here. Nice tight setups. I like tight setups that might be able to expand. Amazon took the day off. I am not in Amazon. I'd love to get in at some point. I missed this tight setup that broke out. Why? Because from here, I wasn't thinking I want to chase up there, and that's what happened. But at least no one I knew was fighting it. If you got in from the red dog reversal here or from the 50-day, congratulations. Held in there again and looks really strong. Netflix also, what'd you do today? That's why you don't want to just short something, just because it's up multiple days. Now it's above the highs of this channel. And, there's been people shorting this for a long time on valuation. All in all, held the 50-day. If you got out on this outside day here, you had a chance to get in on this outside day there. So you always could do it very calculated. And now it's at highs, and that's showing some signs of health. What is Facebook doing? Facebook hanging in there. This too, held the 21-day right there, and actually on that Monday held above it while most sectors were testing the 50-day, showing relative strength. Now, love to see it go sideways for a few days, so then a bull flag, comes into fruition and then it goes higher, but we shall see. All in all, took the day off, not the end of the world. Most likely continues, letting the 8-day catch up. That's been the story there. Apple, first day in a while, I did not trade Apple. I got back involved here on Monday, added on Tuesday, was done with it yesterday. Now I'd love to see a little bit more sideways action, and I'll probably get in again for another trade. But today, that wasn't where the action was. Actually, it was in Microsoft overnight. I added to it when it went above this 65.50. Went as high as 66. I trimmed some and I held some, and now we'll see if it breaks above this spot. Not a barn burner. I wouldn't just focus on it, but if you're holding 5, 6, 7 longs, something that could make you money with the market. Same kind of thing as this FireEye, sitting in FireEye. Guys are like, why are you sitting in FireEye? I just like the sector, actually, and I don't understand why it's not acting better. It's been in this long, lower level channel. Goldman Sachs upgraded it to a buy from a sell. I do think at some point it breaks above this or maybe gets taken over. So, I'm in it from here, from somewhere around this 12.20. Today, it opened up. You could have sold a little, bought some on the dip, and now it's still trending well. I still think it goes higher. Just something to do if you're in multiple positions. It's not something just to trade and trade nothing else. What else? What else? XLE, interesting. First real potent or feisty move in a while. Some on the VTF shorted it on the open, went red, but then came back up. It is now into this descending trend line here. I'm hoping it could, come in a little bit, go sideways, and who knows, maybe the second quarter, energy is going to be the place to be for outperformance. I think Tom Lee was talking about it today also. But all in all, you've had this descending channel here. It went below, came back above it. Now it's above most moving averages. It could be something for alpha for next quarter. I remember trying it right here. Looked good. Failed, get out of it. I haven't revisited it yet, but I do give you levels every day in my morning notes. So for those that did, I was talking about it here. Just again, I'm not in everything. I can't be across the board. That's why I'm called your offense coordinator, but I'm also a player on the field. Maybe it goes sideways and then goes, and then we could swing it. But until then, I'm just going to let it happen. So, all in all, Baba, Dinac's still great, but I'm still in it. It actually did a little bit of a red dog reversal. I had a lot more last night than tonight. I did buy a little bit above this 109.74, sold some into strength, which I did tweet about, and then I just held small, and I'm still in it. This stock is just very choppy. You have to sell strength, buy dips, and that's what's been going on this entire time, which is frustrating, but it is trending higher. Momo was a little cleaner. It's been in my note for since earnings, since here on this big gap up, and now it just broke above this. I actually missed it today. For those of you in it, looks good. It seems like it can continue. Both Momo, Baba were good, and even though Asia was down last night, we'll see if Asia catches up today. And that's really it. If you missed this week, you must not have been watching the videos. And not to, I'm just saying in general, this was a very methodical week, especially if you got out last week when the momentum trends were broken. We couldn't talk more about that. So if you got out, you weren't in pain on Monday. Some of you guys were even short and were ahead of the game. I wasn't short. I was just flat saying, okay, now I'm going to test some things. And as the week progressed, lots of things happened that kept the momentum intact. If you read the morning tweets, every day I put a chart out there. Like Monday, I'm like, if we reclaim 2330, that could be a low. Tuesday, if we hold above 2330, we could push to 2360. We did. Yesterday, we put a low in at 2352. I'm like, if we hold above that, could continue. Then today, we put another low in. I'm like, if we hold above that, stay with it. So methodically, we've been trending in 4 days, and it doesn't matter, how many days it happens, but if things continue to be like that, that's what you got to go with. Pivots, 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 and then look for the best setups and use your process to navigate it. Hope everyone had a good week. Have a great Thirsty Thursday, and I'm in Short Hills tomorrow. No morning call by me, and I have a very abbreviated note, but I'll be back. Bye-bye.